Hello everyone, welcome back on our Python journey. Today is day 8 and we're going to learn a new topic today, which is going to be on loops. So we're going to learn what the while loop is. So we basically have two types of loop in Python. We have the while loop and then the for loop. So let me just say the for loop. All right, so we're going to take a look at what while loop is. We're going to look at the break keyword, continue, pass, and for loop with the enumerate function. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. All right, so I will quickly like to explain what loops are before we continue. So loops are basically a programming paradigm or a programming construct that allows us to, repeat a certain task. So we can, repeat a certain task based on the condition set on a loop. And the while loop and for loop are quite similar. So let's take a look at an example here. So we're going to start with the while loop. So this is how you write a while loop in Python. So you type the while keyword and followed by some condition. There is no condition here, so you might see some error on the screen, but just this is just for demonstration purposes. Now after the condition, you now put your the colon there. This condition can be anything between a like making a comparison or using the basically comparison, anything that can result to a true or false value. So that's what this condition would be. And then after that, you go on a new line to put whatever you want to happen. And in like the example I like the definition I gave, a task, right? So this is where you want to put your task or whatever you want this code block to do for you. So you just type anything here. I'll just put statements here, statements, or let me just leave it to task like this, right? So you write your task here. Now you can see that we have some space here behind this sorry, we have some space behind these tasks here. This is called the indentation. So when you're typing, when you want to write within a loop, you have to indent the code so that Python actually understands that whatever you're writing here is based on the condition that you set for this while loop. Now this while loop will continue to run unless this condition results to a falsy value, or false in this case. So until this condition becomes false, this task will keep this loop will keep running, and whatever tasks you're trying to accomplish here will keep executing in your program. All right, so so after, when you come to when you stop your indentation and you start a new code on a new line like this, so this will no longer work with this while loop, but Python will just understand this as a separate code on its own. So let's take a look at the while loop in action. So I would use an example here. So let's say we want to prompt our user to guess a number, right? And if they don't guess the correct secret number that we will set in our program here, we will keep asking them to guess the number until they guess the number right. So let's just do it this way. I'll just put secret here and set it to 10, and then let's say the user's guess will be, to start, let's just put like 1 here. All right, well, let me just put it to 0. So that's the guess. Now while we started with the while loop. Now, while the user's guess here is not equal to it's not equal to the secret number that we set, we want this code to run. So this is the code we want to run. So we set the guess back to an integer of an input function. So we just say guess let me just put guess the secret number, like this, right? So now what do we want this guess to do? We want the guess to this guess variable to store the variable, the user's guess, as an input, right? So if we run this code, you can see in the terminal that we have guessed the secret number. Let me just drag this down a little bit. Just looking at my screen here. All right, so if we type like a 3, now you can see the guess the secret number is still coming up in the terminal. So this is basically checking if the guess is the same as the secret number. If it's not, then Python will go back to the while loop and then check it here. Since it's not the same, this will result to false, and then it will just, let me just print what the value will be here. So let me say print guess. So guess is not equal to secret, like this. So let me run this code again. If I put 3 here, now you can see it is true because this is not equal to that. 3 is not equal to 10. So this while loop will keep running until this condition becomes false. So if I put 10 now, yes, guess is not equal to secret, which is false. 10 is not. 10 is the same as 10. So if I press enter now, you'll see our program will terminate, and then this line gets printed, which basically means that our loop is done doing its job. So that's it for while loops. Now we want to also, how do we tell the user that they've actually gotten the right answer? So we can use an else block with the while loop. So just as we have if else statement in the conditional construct, so you just put else print you guessed the right number, like this, the right number. So let's run this again. Guess the number. We just put 34. It's not correct. You have true here, which basically tells the Python interpreter that this condition is still true. So guess is not equal to the secret number. Keep running the code. So same thing will happen here. Let's just put this time around, let's enter the right number, which is 10. Then you can see you guess the right number is printed in the terminal, and our loop has stopped asking us to guess the number. That's it for while loops. So you can even embed if statements in your while loops. So let's say what kind of example should I use now? Okay, let's say if the user's guess here, the guess is less than 10, right? We should just tell the person to, oh Christ, sorry, if the guess, there's no brackets, that is JavaScript or another programming language. Sorry, we are doing Python here. If the guess is less than 10, right, then let's just tell the user that Okay, let's tell the user if the guess is less than the secret, right? We should just tell the user that the guess is too small. They should increase their guess. Guess is too small. Increase your option. Let me just put this option like this, and then we can say um else, right? Else, just tell the person to reduce print, reduce guess is too high. Let me just put guess is too high like this. So I can just stop this here. Let me remove this line of code there like that. And yeah, I believe you can still see my screen here. So let's run this code to see our answer. Now I'll purposely guess too high and see whether our code will work. Now you can see guess is too high, so we need to reduce the number. So I'll just put like let's say 2. Now you can see guess is too low or too small, increase your option. So I'll put like a 5. Let me just put the 10. Now you can see you guess the right number is printed here, which is really nice. You can even do this to like give the user, like a certain number of guess, and if there's just that guess, you can just say, okay, fine, let's stop the the whole question and answer thing. Anyways, so to do that, you would need to know how to stop a loop, right? So you need to know how to stop a loop, and to stop loops you need to break out of them, which is where the break keyword comes in. So you break out of your loops like this. So let's say I'll give the person a guess chance. Let me just put chance here. I'll just set the chance to like 2, right? So when they guess a number here and the number is not the secret number, then we can just reduce the chance by 1 until when the chance is equal to 0, we just stop the loop. All right, so let's do that now. I'll just put it here like this. I'll just say chance. So this is how you reduce by 1 in Python. Just do minus equal 1, and then let's type the chance here. So if we put the chance here like this, this will reduce it. So let me just start from here. Let's say if chance is less than 1 like this, then oh Christ, I'm still making the same mistakes. Chance is less than 1, then just break. Otherwise, reduce the chance by 1 until it's less than 1. So let's run this again. Just put like 3 is too small, 2 is too small. Now at this point our chance should be 0. So this is our last chance to try. If we put 2 again, now you can see our process is finished, and it didn't even tell us we guessed the right number, right? So which means we broke out of the loop and our loop is terminated. So that's how the break keyword works in Python. I think I needed to just print it out to confirm what the chances are at each stage when we make a mistake. So let me run this again. I'll guess a wrong number. Let me put 2 there. Now you can see your chance is remaining 1. So this is your last chance. If you guess, now you have 0 chance left. So which is the last chance that you have to guess this number. So let's just put like a 10. Let's just guess the right number. Now you can see it broke us out of the loop because our chance is finished, right? So this could be rectified. We just need to, write the program a little better than we did here. Maybe put the chance at the bottom so you can try that out yourself. But yeah, the idea is to understand the break keyword here. What the break keyword does. Now the break keyword can also come in handy when you're running an infinite loop. Okay, so infinite loop, which means your loop keeps running over and over again, and that could consume a lot of memory on your computer and cause your computer to like start spinning. Your computer's fan will start spinning a lot. You'll start hearing some noise. Yeah, your program will just basically break down. So I'll just comment this block of code out and try a while loop with a proper break keyword. Let me just put a break keyword here. So I'll just try while, sorry, not capital W, while true, right? Print hello, right? While true, print hello. So if I run this code now, you'll see what will happen. I don't want to do this, but anyways, I'll just stop it quickly. So true will always be true. So there's no condition here that says true should turn into something else. Then you can see hello is being printed over and over again, and this will cause our program to run into problem. Let me just stop it. I've stopped it. If you can hear it, let me just pull my microphone here. Maybe you can hear the noise of my. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but my computer is really breathing heavy now. So you can just use the break keyword here, and the break will just simply break the program straight away. So you just see one hello instead of multiple hellos that you're seeing here. So let me just run this. Now you can see it just printed one hello, and then the program broke out of the loop. Magic. Anyways, so that's the break keyword in Python, and the with the while loop. And what is continue? So continue is basically let's say let me show you a case where you might need. So continue basically skips one iteration based on the condition, or you can just say if let's say you want to print numbers from 0 to 1, right? So let me just do that now. Would that example work? I don't. So let's say while I'll just use the secret, while secret is still superior to 1, right? So print the secret like this, and then reduce secret by 1. So secret minus equal 1 like this. So let's run this program and see. Now you can see, let me put it's less than 0, sorry, so that we actually have 1 here, because it stopped at 2. Okay, so we have 10, 9, 8 up to 1, right? So we printed every number from 10 to 1. You can do it differently. You can set it to loop from 1 to 10, but that's not what we're trying to do here. I want to show you how you can use the continue statements. So now, to understand the continue keyword, I would like to use an example where we will only print numbers that are not divisible by 3. So if any number is divisible by 3, we'll skip that particular iteration, which is what the continue keyword does basically. So let's first of all set the condition that if the secret is divisible by 3, so you use the modulus operator, which is the percentage sign, equals 0, which means if the value when you divide the the secret by 3, if the remainder is 0, just skip this particular iteration. So just put continue. Now let's take a look at what happens here. So let's run this code. Now you can see 10 is printed, but then nothing else is happening. And if you run this same code in your code editor, you'll see that this arrow here, depending on the editor you're using, this arrow is stuck. It has this, like, I don't know how to call it. It has this bent shape here, which basically means that our loop is stuck in an infinite loop. So what is happening here is that this condition, first of all, was false. So the first print line here will run, right? So then, yeah, so print secret 10 is printed, but then when secret was reduced by 1 here and got to this line here to check, so the condition will also check back here again. So secret was reduced by 1, we'll have 9 now. Is 9 superior to 0? Yes. So it will come back to the body here again and check if secret is divisible by 3, then continue, which was true here in this case. Secret was divisible by 3, which is 9, but then continue is what is now stuck in the loop. So if you run this code in your code editor, you hear that your laptop's fan is spinning really hard. Let me show you this in action. See what would have happened if we had the print statement here. Let me just prove this to you. So let me run this code again. Now you can see 9999999 is running here. Let me just stop it before my laptop goes crazy. So yeah, that's what the so this continue was stuck in the loop. So this the condition here was basically true, and then continue did not know what else to do, so it keeps skipping, and the value never got to this point where the secret was reduced by 1. So to solve this, you basically would need to, let me just move this up here and bring this back down. So we'll first of all reduce it, and then it will check if it's divisible by 3, which is true. Then it will just continue that particular loop and reach this side, then go back up again. So now you can see we have 8, 7, and up to 1. We don't have 10 here because we already reduced it by 1 before printing it in the loop. If I move this here, I think we'll have 10 in our answer. Yep. Oh no, we don't have 10. Now we have from 9, which is not what we want to do. We want to check the condition first before we print anything. Yep, so this is the right answer here. All right, that's it for continue statement in Python. All right, now the last one on our list here is the for loop, and after the for loop we'll look at the enumerate function. So for loops are basically like while loops, but then they are not used with conditions. We saw that for a while loop to work, a certain condition has to be true, and then the loop will continue running over and over again until that condition is false. But in the case of for loops, although there are also loops, but they only work with iterables data type. So iterable data types are like data types that you can count, right? So stuff like I think we took a look at sequential data types in in the earlier videos of this series. So we have like strings, lists, tuples, yeah, basically. So there's even something called range in Python. So you can have range like this. This will give you a range of numbers. So range 10 like this. This will just say, let's just assign this to, or let's just basically print this, right? So this will give you a range of numbers from 0 to 9, not 0 to 10. So print range like this. When we run this function, now you can see it started from 0 up to 10, but it doesn't include 10. So to see the values within this range, you have to use the for loop. So let's take a look at how to write a for loop. So for loops, to write a for loop, you type for and then followed by the, the item in the particular collection that you want to, loop over. So you say for X in, now after the in, the loop, let's type a string here. Let me put hello like this, and then just say print X, for instance, like this. Sorry, print X. So when we run this, you see each character of this string will be printed in the terminal one by one. So you can see now we have HELLO printed on a separate line. Now, so you can also use them with other data types like let's say, let me put a list here. So we have like 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let me even put hello here. Lists can contain any type of data type. So hello, let's print this again. Now you can see each item is being printed in the terminal. Tuples, yeah, you can use them with tuples as well. So I'll just leave that one for you to test out. Okay, let me just put it here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, like that. When we run this, you can see 1, 2, and 4 as shown here is printed in the terminal separately on each line, on a different line, sorry. Now, so that's how for loop works basically. So you can put any code block here for, you can run if statements here, whatever you want to do, you can do it in the for loop. Now, enumerate. So first of all, let's take a look at the example we had here before where we printed, numbers from 10 to 0. So to do something like that, you can just use the range function here. So range 10. Now this will print numbers from 0 to 10. Let me run this. 0 to 9, sorry. If you want to print to 10, you just put 11, so it will go up to 10. So from 0 to 10. Now how do you print from 10 to 0? So the range function has 3 values that you can use it with. So the first value will be the start. The second one is where you want it to end at. So let me just put 0. And the last one is the step, right? So by how many steps do you want to count the values from this range? So I'll just say I want to reduce them by 1. So it will start from 11. So let me put 10, sorry. Now we want to start from 10. So 10, 9 up to 1. So if I want to stop at 0, I'll just put -1. So it will count up to 0 without including -1. So now you can see the answer here, which is really nice. So let's go back to, the string here, hello. Now, in the enumerate function, the enumerate function basically allows us to, find the indexes of each element in the iterable data type that we have here in our loop. So to use the enumerate function, just type enumerate and then pass in the data type you want to enumerate in the, in the enumerate function. You can pass in, list, tuples, even strings here. So I'll just leave the string here. And then now in this case, this would work, but then you can see something is happening. It's putting it like this. So what's happening here is that this X is no longer a single item here, but a collection of the value itself, the item from the data type that we passed into the enumerate function and its position in that particular collection. So H has a position of 0, or it's also known as index. So H has an index of 0, which is this 0 you see here, and so on. So each item with their indexes. I mistakenly did that, so you can see it also changed. Anyways, so to print each item separately with their index, you can just, separate this by comma. So the first one here will be the index, and the second one here will be the item itself, like it's shown here. So let's run this. I'll just use a string format to type. So let's say item. I'll just pass the item, which is y, at index x. So this will just print each item. It will print on each line based on the amount of characters that we have in this string here. So we can see we have item H at index 0, item E at index 1, and so on. So that's how the enumerate function works with the in loops. Yeah. So that's it for loops in Python. So tomorrow we'll take a look at a practical way of using these two, or this particular programming construct here, which is the loops, and put all of this in practice. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.